All right, Senator, we're talking about conservative reform here. Suppose I say to you, well, all right, on the Flex Act, you yourself said it's puzzling to explain why the federal government is in the business of making regulations. What about a deeper reform, just saying the Department of Labor ought not to be making regulations that affect workplaces the biggest possible in other words, from the conservative point of view, it almost sounds as though you're offering reforms that you yourself consider quite modest.
Yes.
Here's the federal Leviathan, and here we have Mike Lee, who in his first 2 years got a reputation as a Tea Party, vehemently anti-government, and when it comes to the legislation and reforms Mike Lee is actually introducing, they're only about this big. How come?
Look, if you've got an elephant and you want to eat that elephant, you can't swallow the elephant all at once. You've got to take it at a bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
We can do that in a way that still shows our bold colors as conservatives, that doesn't require us to put on pastels and blur the difference between conservatives and people who are not conservative. But we need to do it a step at a time. And these are very digestible pieces of legislation, very digestible reforms that could move forward sometime in the next few years and could gain the support of a majority of the members of both houses of Congress. And so that's why it's important to do this. You know, Abraham Lincoln said that the most important function of government was to clear the paths of laudable pursuit, to lift artificial weights from the shoulders of all, and thus provide for a fair start in the race of life. And that's really what we're trying to do here. Here, many of these artificial weights on the shoulders of Americans are placed on the shoulders of Americans by the federal government. We're looking for ways that we can start removing some of those weights. We might not be able to remove all of them, and maybe not all at once, but if we can remove one or two of them here or there, that's a good start.